Santa's shelves. With a toy for each girl and boy, oh, we are Santa's elves.
We work hard all day,
but our work is play.
Dolls we try out, see if they cry out.
Well, howdy, folks. Kevin K. Dog here. I'm finally going to do this, and you know, I see a lot of people have posted onto YouTube about them doing horror movie reviews and marathons. Well, I don't see too many people doing that for Christmas. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it at least one film at a time. A couple of them I want to do all in one night because they're just under 2 hours. It'd be 2 hours, you know, total watching time. So, without further ado, the first night will be Call Me Claus with Whoopi Goldberg. It was produced by Garth Brooks and Whoopi Goldberg. Originally aired on TNT. It was made for TV movie. So yeah, Call Me Claus. Next up, the Christmas classic, A Charlie Brown Christmas. And that'll be on the second night. And it also features It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown, on this set. So yeah. Next up will be Christmas with the Chipmunks, and there's 4 stories on here, each running a half hour approximately, so it's about 2 hours in length maybe. And it has one Christmas classic, which is the Chipmunk Christmas, and it has 3 other Christmas themed Chipmunks episodes. Now next up is Disney's A Christmas Carol. That'll be following after that. And now this will be the first of 4 adaptations I'll be watching of A Christmas Carol. So yeah, here's Disney's A Christmas Carol. Next night will be A Christmas Story. And of course, everyone knows the whole story about the Christmas story. Following that night will be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Classic comedy with Chevy Chase. And great movie. The next night will be Elf with Will Ferrell, directed by Jon Favreau. And also has James Caan in there playing Will Ferrell's dad. The next night will be Ernest Saves Christmas. This, of course, being the only Ernest movie that's still on the Walt Disney label under the Touchstone banner. The next one, you can either watch this in 1 of 2 nights, either Halloween or Christmas, and it's Gremlins. This is the 25th anniversary edition, but if you have the DVD, it's the same. The next night will be Ron Howard, Jim Carrey version of The Grinch. I'm sorry, that's not How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's The Grinch. That should be the proper title, but for some reason Universal changed it. Now, you may wonder, why does this cover look different than what's out there now? Because this is the first edition that they came out with this, and they've since replaced it. And I think it's got the same content on it, so you're really not missing much. Then the following 2 nights we'll have Home Alone, And then after that, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And I'm stopping after Home Alone 2 because Home Alone 3, 4, and 5 completely stink. Then we'll follow with the original Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Don't ask me why I'm not watching them back to back, but yeah, just to get a little break in between both stories. The next night will be I'll Be Home for Christmas, starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement. The following night will be It's a Wonderful Life, classic movie. Even though I don't think this is really a Christmas movie, but it takes place around Christmas time, and it's about this man and realizes that he has a wonderful life. And then after that, we'll have Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Kind of cheesy, but I enjoyed it when it originally came out, even though everyone hated it. Next up, and this will be the second adaptation I'll be watching of A Christmas Carol. That is Mickey's Christmas Carol. And it has a bunch of other Mickey Mouse shorts on it as well. Then after that, we have Miracle on 34th Street, the classic version. I know there's a 1994 version out, and I used to watch that one quite a bit, but after seeing the original movie, this one's better. Then here's the third adaptation of A Christmas Carol, The Muppet Christmas Carol. This, of course, was the second Disney adaptation, first being Mickey's Christmas Carol. The second was The Muppets Christmas Carol, and third was Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. Then after The Muppet Christmas Carol, we'll have The True Meaning of Christmas film, The Nativity Story. A little bit of trivia about this film, in case you haven't seen it. It actually was filmed it was released a couple years after The Passion of the Christ, and so when The Passion of the Christ came out, it was a huge success. Hollywood did start looking into Christian themed movies and biblical stories, and the Nativity Story was like a couple years after, and it's actually filmed in the same place that The Passion was filmed. So it has, and it also has the similar look in the cinematography of The Passion, which is brilliantly done. Yeah, The Nativity Story. The next movie I'm hoping to get a better copy of. I know it's not on Blu-ray, but it is out on DVD, and it's I videotaped this off a Hallmark channel and transferred it to a burnable DVD, and it's Disney's One Magic Christmas. The film was released back in 1985, I believe, and it stars Mary Steenburgen and Harry Dean Stanton. And this is a film it's a nice film, but it's kind of a depressing movie, because there's things in there that deal with why mom is not in the mood of the Christmas spirit, and the whole point is to get Mom to believe in the Christmas spirit again. Now the next night, this will all be done in one night. The whole Christmas classics with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is coming to town, Frosty the Snowman, and Frosty Returns. And the whole running time is 150 minutes, so it's a little over 2 hours. So that'll be all in one night, watching all those cartoons or animated films in glorious high definition. Then after that, we will have Paul Blart Mall Cop. Now the reason I have Paul Blart in here because Paul Blart takes place during Black Friday, and that's part of the season. So yeah, I threw in Paul Blart Mall Cop because it's around Christmas time. So, and plus I think it's got some funny stuff in it. Then after that, it will be The Polar Express with Tom Hanks, directed by Robert Zemeckis, in their first motion capture 3D film. Then, following that, we'll have Prancer. Now, again, this kind of follows in the same lines of One Magic Christmas. That it is a little bit down and depressing story with a happy ending. But also, Prancer came out at a time when Hollywood was making, trying to rip off E.T. big time. And if you take Prancer and boil it down, it's really E.T. remade in a Christmas-like story. Because you have this 10-year-old girl. Oh, it says she's 8. Okay, she finds a deer in the woods, and she believes it's one of Santa's reindeer. The reindeer's hurt. She takes it in, and all of a sudden, miracles start happening, and her family is being brought together. And it turns out he really is Santa's Prancer, and the whole thing is about getting Prancer back to Santa. And next night, after Prancer, will be the Santa Claus, the first one only. The sequels stink. I don't care what you think, but the sequels stink. This first one is the best one. So yeah, the Santa Claus. And the fourth and final adaptation of A Christmas Carol I'll be watching is Bill Murray in Scrooged. Yes, wonderful movie. Directed by Richard Donner. It's a funny movie. Kind of an 80s take on the whole Christmas Carol story. Plus, I think it's kind of funny that they have a production of A Christmas Carol going on at the same time. And then next we'll have A Cheeseball Fest with Unaccompanied Minors. It's an okay movie. It's got Louis Black in it, and it has the kid from can't think. Everybody Hates Chris. Yeah, Everybody Hates Chris. And it has the fat kid from Bad Santa. He's also in it. And then finally we will close it up with the classic musical White Christmas. So, there's the Christmas movie marathon. I'll be starting this next week, probably next Wednesday at November the 27th, I believe, and it'll be going on till Christmas. So, from me to you, see you later, and happy watching them.